Now we got the markets, 9 o'clock opening up here. The hourly candle opening up. About 27 minutes to market open. News had came out at 8:30. Unemployment claims. So I would definitely not taking nothing before that. But but it was a nice setup. This is a little paper trade I was doing, a little trade idea I had, because the markets overnight was chopping. It broke through finally, but then it got messed up. So that's a fake out right here, and then it closed below here. So I was already liking the sales idea. So right now I'm looking for sales, and 8:30 news had came out, so I was not getting involved in that. There's only only a couple ways I get in on news trades, and it did not play out today, but it was nice. It did open up. The 1 minute open up, wicked up, held. It would have stayed up for like one more minute, and then actually set up a sell. I was thinking about getting in short on the flip. Then my stops would be above the highs, well, above this high right here, because we're gonna be on a 30-minute. Well, it at most would be a 30-point stop, break back above, and then look at the target down here. And at the moment, that trade is working out, but what we actually want right now, since we're not actually in that trade, what we want is to get in on this move down, because I believe this thing is about to come down to this zone or somewhere down here, and overall this is a 70-point zone, so you can definitely catch you something nice in here. But so what I want is the market to set up some type of pushback up, some type of bearish candle up here, and then we can take it back down. Or if the market is very bullish and we actually break back above, then we can get in on some buys to the all-time highs, because right now we are only what, from candlestick close, yesterday close, we're only 100 points away from all-time highs. Let's just hope that the market isn't like yesterday, because yesterday, that 8:30, the 8 o'clock candle we were looking at yesterday was actually a perfect buys, and the market just continued to push. And it did give you a little pullback right here, but that was still before 9:30, which was right here. But after that, it pushed the rest of the day, and we had to wait all the way up here to get a trade. So hopefully the market doesn't just consider this tiny thing it's doing right now as a pullback and then continue down for the rest of the day, because we're probably gonna miss out on that trade. We want something nice. I was looking at this on a 30 minute. This is what I wanted to see on a 30 minute. A nice push up and then curl down. But if you look at the 15 minute, it's already done this exact move. You got the push up, curl down, you got the, but it's so small. I don't like how small this is, but it still, it gave us a push up, and then we got the bearish candle. We even got a top wick to break all that, and then still closing bearish. The next 15 minute could drop, and if that does happen, that's gonna cause the 930 to drop, and if the 930 just drops from here, we can start the push down from right here. So if the 930 gives us a nice top wick, we'll be in on sales down here, but it's still kind of risky because we are in an uptrend. And we are closing at this bit of resistance we had yesterday. That was at market close, it didn't really matter. So if we could just break down from here, and we're getting shorts down here. My stops will be above the highs, so it'll be about a 24 point stop, and I'm looking to target down in the lows about 40, about a 1 to 4. But if it does not close below here, then that's great news, because that would cause me to not get in on sales, because I already don't even like these sales. And we could have potentials that the market could still push up and we can get in on the actual sales we want up here. But if it forces our hand and we get in down here, then that's fine with me. This can either be crazy buys right now, like the market could be pushing down to this support, like how we want the market to push up so we can get in sales. The market could actually be pushing down to this buy area right here, and we're getting a double bottom right now. This could be crazy buys for the long side, but yeah, we're not getting on that. But it is something I'm looking at, but I will not be touching no longs off of no 5 minute setup. But that's a choice. Now the market's opened up here. That was some nice buys that I was talking about, but now we got the push up that we need. If it can show some type of bearish candle up here, then I'm in there. But if it decides to just push straight through, then that would be crazy that we called out some buys down here. But I ain't take that. I don't take trades off the 5 minute. And that was a 5 minute setup. But on the daily, if the daily does a flip and we break these highs, then we're going to be very bullish. So sells are very risky because of yesterday's crazy push. The market could just get into overdrive again and push, but today is also a bank holiday and we'll be closing at 1 o'clock rather than 4, so they might not be on that type of volume push. It might consolidate all day in a tight range. I hope not though. gonna take this trade on a demo account. I'm not gonna actually take this trade, but I'm gonna take it off the 5-minute. We got a nice push up here. I'm just gonna get in whenever. No, actually, since it's already moved without me, even though it is a demo account, I'm gonna just put, if it wants to come back up, I'll put it in right here. But I like sales off of this because a 30-minute, well, actually, it's really just this resistance right here. We got this resistance, and the 5-minute pushed up, couldn't break through. Then it closed bearish. So it's a 5-minute trade. The 5-minute already left without me. But if it continues down and the next 15-minute uses everything it got and continues down still, then it could be a good trade. Even though it's a demo account, I'm actually but anyway, we got the push up we wanted to see. It turns out that 5-minute support down here was actually a lot better than I thought. They gave you a 50 points and one 5-minute candle. That would have been great, but we're probably gonna have to wait till 10 o'clock, wait for this 30-minute to close, see how it wants, and wait for the next 15-minute. Hopefully the next 15-minute either pushes through so we can get so we can just buy at 10 and we can get a nice push up, or the next 15-minute holds this ground right here, doesn't close above it, closes bearish down here, and then we can take its sales back down with further anticipation that we can break through that. So I'm still looking for sales. We got the push up we want. Now we just gotta wait for the bearish close we need. looking for sales, but right now what just happened is very bullish. We got this nice bullish push, 5 minute close bearish, no top wick on the 5 minute, and now the next 5 minute close bullish. This one pushed down with no bottom wick, no top wick, and now it's creating a bottom wick on the 15 minute. If this 15 minute flips, then it has potential to run. So am I even in this thing? I don't know why not letting me place trades. Maybe because I'm too close. But I like this for a buy position. I don't know why it took so long to update, but yeah, wherever the bottom wick is going to be, that's where my stop is going to be. I'm looking to target really just see how, if the market wants to push to like all-time highs, then that's the overall target. We're in on the trade. Stops below the lows. Well, the stops are below the 5 minute low down here. So it's kind of wide, but once this candle breaks the highs right here, then I'll move stops up here. But right now it's here. We need this 15 minute to close up here. We need this thing to close bullish. Right now the trade's working out, but we needed to close bullish. So the 30 minute can close bullish and the hourly can close bullish. Everything's about to close here in 7 minutes. If everything closes bullish like this, then that's great signs that the thing can continue to push and we can hold the trade. But so we moved the stop loss to underneath the 15 lows because if the market wants to push up, which is what we want it to do, it should not come down and break these lows. It should not come down and break these 15-minute lows. This 5-minute lows, it should stay up here. Overall, stop loss should be here, but since we already got a 1-to-1 on the trade, yeah, we already went 1-to-1. We're now risking 11 points. We already are more than 11 points, so we should not let the market take more than that away from us. But we need this 5 minute to close bullish, and we need the next 5 minute to close bullish, and then this trade will be looking way better. We might even add to the position if the next hourly opens up and give us a bottom wick, and then we can add to the position. But right now, the trade looking decent. So we got the hourly. Oh my lord, what? Did we got news coming out? No, I did not realize we had news coming out. So that's gonna put a little span on the trade. We might hit stops. I did not realize news was coming out. That was on me. But yeah, stops just got hit on that trade. I did not realize news is coming out. But regardless, that was a good trade. That was a great trade actually. If news wasn't coming out, if news didn't come out at 10 o'clock, if I would have actually known the news was coming out, I would have closed out that trade when it got that nice pop up out of nowhere. I would have closed out. That would have been a 30-point winner. But news came out. It ended up being a 10-point loser. Now we're just gonna have to wait for this candle to settle out what it wanted to do. But we managed risk correctly. I mean, we would have kept our stops at the lows right here, then we would still be in the trade. But we moved the stops accordingly. These 15 should not have been broken, but we didn't know about news. And the trade should still flip on the hourly. This is a very bullish hour close. If this hourly flips, it should continue to push higher. news had came out and just chopped up the market, we could still be very bullish. I might end up, if this 15-minute open, it opened up ugly right now, simply because it gapped up at open. But if it comes down and give us a nice bottom wick, I will probably re-enter on my buys because I'm still bullish for this thing to go long. Now that we got news out the way. But we're gonna need a bottom wick first. Now, this was a nice 15-minute trade if it was actually true, but this thing didn't. This candle doesn't actually look like that. If this candle actually looked like that, then this was a nice 15-minute bearish close. You can get a sell off of that. But what the candle actually looks like is this, and that's a bullish closure. So you can't take sales when that looks like that. But when it looks like this, you can take sales. But that's not a true candle. But now in the 15-minute did close bearish. The 30-minute is about to close bearish. This is a bearish closure. But let's see how good the bearish closure is. Yes, it means closing under pre-market highs. And if it does push down, we have potentials. Stop loss has to be above the high, so it's kind of heavy. And you have potentials down to the lows, so it's a 1-to-1. And if it's, since it's news, I mean not news, but since the market's gonna be closing early today, I doubt we'll actually break these lows and continue farther. We might range all day, but in 30 seconds here I might get in on some sales on a 30-minute, but I don't like it because on this, well, I guess it was past history. Yeah, see on this one it's closing below like pre-market, so it looks good on that, but it's closing above this zone, which makes it kind of a bullish closure. Like if this next already creates a bottom wick before creating a top wick, and that's kind of bullish. But right now I'm bearish because we got a 30 and a 15 bearish closure. If this thing can give us a nice top wick, then I'll be in sales. But I need a nice top wick into the zone. I can't just take sales off of it because I feel like the market might bounce off of this level right here. So this thing could just be coming down right now to grab up some liquidity, and then it flips and bounces back to the highs. So that's why I want a top wick, a nice top wick first before I get on sales. Well, we got a wick into the zone, but I really just wanted it to break this high. This 5-minute doesn't have a high. I wanted to break this high at least, and then I might put in my sell stops on the break of the lows. But it could just drop here without breaking highs. How much would that be? If I get in right here, if it doesn't break the highs and we do get in, if we do place sales right here, our stops would actually be above the highs right here, so it'll be a 20-point stop. But if it does break the highs, then we can move our our stop loss to the flip of the candle, and it would be wherever the highs are, and then that'd be about 15. I took another stab at some buys right here because this 30-minute did close bearish, but it closed bearish above the zone. The market has yet to break these lows and hold below them. So I got in on some buys on the flip, and my stops are going to be underneath this low, not the all the lows. That'd be a 35-point stop. I'm gonna have a little, since it's a risky entry, I'm gonna keep the best stops the small as I can. But I'm looking to target the top of the zone, seeing the daily can flip. It's already flipped and keep pushing. Maybe if the hourly can flip. For this trade to work out, we're gonna need this 5-minute to close bullish up here. We have this we have the downward trend we have been creating. So we're going to need this 5 minutes either break through or close as close as we can to this trend line, and then we're going to need the next 5 minutes to break through it, so that this 15-minute can close bullish, and then we can start. Then the next 15-minute can close up here. And then by that time, the trade's already done, but the hourly will then close bullish. So there is potential that it could continue to run. But right now, it's kind of risky entries because the previous 15-minute is a bearish one. This one is bullish right now, but it hasn't closed. So at any given point, it can flip. Same thing for this 30-minute. The last 30-minute was bearish. And we got 20 minutes left in this 30 minutes. So at any given point, this thing can flip. So that's why my stops are underneath this low, because if it does flip, come down, break these lows, if it hits these stops, then it's likely to keep dropping down to these lows. But this was a good, now we need this 5 minute to break through and close above. We don't want this 5 minute to fail. Now that, well, not really, never mind. Yeah, we're just gonna change this to the 15 minute. Keep the stops right here, and we just hold it right here. we got the push into this zone we have made right here, but this is a zone in between the overall bigger zones, so we're looking to actually target a little bit higher. We could take profit here, and that's a nice W trade, but the 15 minutes is about to open up here. We should expect a bottom wick. Hopefully the bottom wick's not too big, and then we should expect it to flip, and then once that flips, close bullish. The 30 minutes gonna close bullish, hourly, everything look nice. So we just gotta wait another 15 minutes, and we see if we can break through it, or we came back down and hit break even. But once this 15-minute breaks this high right here, I'm gonna move my stops to the 15-minute lows. I'm gonna lock in profits there. Rather than manually close out, I'm gonna let the market close me out like I did yesterday. First we gotta break the ice. I'm gonna just take profits there. That was a great trade. I'll close out profits. We could continue to hold this, but I don't know. Since today is, like I said, closing early. It's closing at 1 o'clock. What is that? That's 2 hours away. We still got 2 hours of trading time. But the volume should be low. I don't know. I don't see it, but it should be low. And I don't think, well, I hope we do not break through all-time highs on a day that the market ain't even fully here. You know, that's kind of lame. And tomorrow is at the actual bank holiday, and I definitely hope tomorrow we don't break through all-time highs. But then we got just one more day of the week, Friday, and then we're gonna be on to the next week. But I closed out trades there. It was a nice little W. So it was a piggyback off the first trade we got earlier. Now this could have been a great trade overall if we would have actually held our stops underneath the lows and just never moved them. Then we could have actually had 2 positions in one, made 50 points off the first one and 45 off the second one, and we can just have one of them running, one close out, one running. But I haven't got to that level of trading skills yet where I can have 2 good positions at the same time. You know, I take one and then I close out and I take another one. So like this position right here, I could have held it, and then the market might stay up here and profits, and then it might make another buy position to buy again, and then now I have 2 trades running at the same time. One's in great profits and the other one is in nice profits. Eventually I'm gonna get to that type of trading But right now, I take one trade and I close out when I'm in nice profits, and then I wait for the next setup. But since the market's gonna be closing early today, I might call it a day early. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So now this is exactly what we wanted the market to close like, but yeah, we had closed out profits early when we should have just held. This is exactly how yesterday's trade. Yesterday after the screen closed, we got the same exact trade. Well, not exact, but we got the push. We had the push higher, curl back, and push out of there. That's what I seen yesterday. That's what I was waiting on. But I closed the stream out and went to go do some Uber Eats because I didn't know when this pullback would happen. But it came around 12:30. We got the push back, pull. You see how it closed bearish. This one closed bearish, and then the next 30 minute closed bullish, and it didn't break higher like this one just did. This one closed bearish, but then the next one just broke everything. This one at least held it. So I like yesterday's trade a lot better than I like today's, because it actually closed above support and then closed bullish above support. So that's a great bearish bullish sign. So I had gotten buys on the flip, stops below the lows. Once we got the break up and closure, I moved stops to stops to the current lows. But see, this trade I played it better because I took it on a 30 minute and I held it for 30 minutes, and then I held it for another 30. Well, actually I didn't hold it for that completely, but see, I held it for the first 30 minutes, which allowed me to get more profits. But then I jumped down to the 5 minute and the 15 minute, and that's where I messed up, because I aggressively moved my stop loss from here. I aggressively moved it all the way to this one, because the 15 minute opened up with no bottom wick. So was to flip, then it will probably come down. That's my mindset behind it. So I aggressively moved it there when I should have just moved it 50 points in profits, because I like when my trades hit 50 points. So I should have just accepted a 50-point W and moved my stops there. And then if we would have held it for the full 30 minutes, we would have seen that this 30 minute now closed bullish above the support. The next 30 minute then wick down. It didn't take the stop loss out, and then look, we got even more profits on the trade. So that would have been a great trade if we would have held it correctly. But right now I'm still in my scalping mentality, where I just take the quick scalps. I look for the volatility, I get a quick move, and I miss out on the rest. But it was still a great W trade. Now today we got the push up. We got the closure above this zone that we just made, but we still closed below the big boy right there. So this 30 minute could push, and we get a W, and then it could push. But if I was still in on this trade, I would move my stops to this 15 minute lows. I don't think this 15 minute lows should break if we want to push higher. Now the market has already came real close to it. If it comes back down here, it might break, and then we would have had close out this trade at only 24 points. So that's like the risk of holding, is like I locked in profits here at 46, but if this thing does continue to push, then we will miss out on all these profits up here, an extra 27 points. But we take away the risk of this trade coming back down and taking us out at only 24 points. So that's why I haven't started holding on to trades yet, because I cannot go through the emotional damage of having my trade go up 45 and then only closing out at 23. But you see the potential in holding. The potential is there. This one had pushed up, and we closed out up here at about 67. But if we would have just moved our stops to 50, then we would have had collected an extra 73 points on that trade with no risk. But today, see, look, it already flipped. This thing might continue to push higher, and that's going to be profits that we miss out on. but I'm gonna probably call it screen here. The only way we can possibly get in on another trade if this thing closes bearish up here. If it closes bearish up in this area, and then we can take some sells down. But right now the market is very bullish. We've been pushing since yesterday, and we only got 2 hours left until market closes. And if the market does push above and break above, then I'm definitely not taking no buys, nor am I taking sells. So it's kind of a waste of time to stay on the charts right now, because I don't believe a trade setup will come unless the market miraculously closes back in underneath here. If it closes back underneath here, then that's something we can work with. Yeah, it was a W screen today. We got 2 trades. One of them hit stops simply because we did not realize news was coming out. You know, that's my bad. I did not know that. I should have been checking. Since today was a half day, I didn't expect the losers to release news today. But that was a W trade. But the news wanted to come and ruin things. So we're really 2 for 1 today, 2 for 2, but we 1 for 2 actually.